These days, you never quite know what to expect from Arsenal's transfer dealings. Hundreds of millions have been splashed, yet the pathway back to the glory days is still no clearer. This summer, Mikel Arteta faces a liminal moment in his short but chaotic spell in charge at the Emirates, as Arsenal look to bring in personnel capable of fulfilling his tactical vision. Get it wrong, and the Spaniard knows his job will ultimately be on the line. As always, numerous targets have been suggested in the press, but who should Arsenal really turn to? This week on Scout Report, we decided to take a look. Ben White. In the post-Wenger era, Arsenal have struggled to get it right when it comes to buying defenders. 5 new centre-halves have arrived at the Emirates across the last 3 summers, to the tune of €94 million, starting with Socrates in 2018. Of those recruits, Gabriel looks to be the only star with a genuine long-term future at the club. The erratic David Luiz is out of contract, while Pablo Mari has become a regular on the treatment table, missing 37 games with ankle and calf injuries over the past 18 months. But Saliba has arguably been the greatest disappointment, having failed to make a single first-team appearance despite costing €30 million. What Arsenal really need is a competent and composed figure to join their ranks. Until now, the Fulham pairing of Tosin and Joachim Andersen had been suggested, along with a speculative approach for Sevilla's Jules Koundé. But the man who actually appears on his way to North London, and the person we think would benefit Arsenal the most, is Brighton's Ben White. White is only 23 and with just 1 season of top-level experience under his belt, yet he has already asserted himself as one of England's most exciting young centre-halves, even muscling his way into Southgate's Euro squad. What immediately stands out is White's ability to play out from the back. He completed 116 progressive passes last season, more than any other centre-half at Brighton, and also posted 108 progressive carries too. Under the expansive Graham Potter, he's encouraged to drive forward and link play in midfield, instigating attacks and relieving pressure on the defence. A short pass accuracy of 90.2% makes him a reliable figure on the ball, while 11.5 pressures per 90 demonstrates a willingness to hound down the opposition. His qualities in possession have seen him deployed in central midfield as a result, along with anywhere across the back line. White may be grabbing the headlines, but it has been argued that his Seagulls teammates Lewis Dunk and Adam Webster were better than him last term. Sure enough, both touched the ball more frequently, had stronger tackle success rates against dribblers, and committed fewer fouls. But ultimately, the 3 were performing different tasks, with White given greater licence to roam. He attempted 6 times more dribbles per match than Dunk, and triple that of Webster, while his 7.6 touches in the final third is also superior. And defensively, White did hold his own. He completed 2.9 tackles and interceptions plus 1.9 blocks per 90, on both accounts outperforming his teammates. With Gabriel and Rob Holding providing a solid foundation at the back, White is exactly the type of forward-thinking defender that Mikel Arteta is after. That's not to say he's the complete package, with aspects to his game like a 53% aerial dual win rate needing to improve. But considering Gabriel is very strong in this department, we can start to see the potential for a very effective defensive partnership. This transfer could be complete at any point this week, and at £50 million is a giant sum. Let's see if White can live up to the bill. Rúben Neves. In midfield, it looks like Arsenal will need to strengthen again. Lucas Torreira is up for sale, Granit Xhaka appears on the cusp of a move to AS Roma, and Dani Ceballos and Martin Odegaard have both returned to Real Madrid. The Gunners are closing in on the shrewd capture of Anderlecht midfielder Albert Sambi Lokonga for around £14 million, but he doesn't have the experience to jump straight into the starting XI. Wolves' Ruben Neves is the man they have been targeting next, and considering the options they already have at their disposal, it's a very good idea. Neves operates predominantly as a deep-lying playmaker, sitting in front of his own defence and occasionally pushing forward to strike from distance. In this regard, he's similar to Granit Xhaka, but there are some subtle yet crucial differences to their styles. Xhaka enjoyed more of the ball than Neves last term, completing 69.5 passes per game to the Portuguese international's 55. And he tended to be more direct in his play, carrying the ball 63.9 yards more than Neves every match, and posting 7.6 progressive carries to 4.7. In fact, last season no player in the entire Premier League completed more passes into the final third than Xhaka, an underrated quality to his game, but that doesn't necessarily mean the Swiss midfielder was more productive than Neves as a result. The former Porto star actually scored 5 and assisted 1 in the league for Wolves in 2021, double the goal involvement Xhaka managed. And he attempted 2.1 shots a game to just 0.75, while 14 more of his live passes actually led to an effort on goal. It should also be remembered that Wolves are one of the most offensively stifled sides in the league, with only 5 other teams spending less time in the opposition final third. So Neves does possess a decent amount of offensive menace, and considering only 3 members of the Arsenal squad outscored him last term, that should come in handy. But that's not to say the 24-year-old's presence at the Gunners would make them more vulnerable to conceding. Neves balances a solid attacking return with a strong defensive contribution, completing an excellent 4.6 tackles and interceptions plus 2.4 blocks per 90. Not only that, he works hard to retain the ball, attempting 19.7 pressures per game too. On all defensive metrics bar clearances, he outperformed Xhaka, while it's no surprise to see him ranking among the very best in the Premier League for tackles won, and also yellow cards, having collected 8 last term. His quality range of passing, which sees him complete a remarkable 6.4 long balls every match, is also an effective tool at relieving pressure and launching fast vertical attacks. Arsenal's problem is not conceding. Only Chelsea and Manchester City finished with a tighter defence in the league last season. Their issue has been breaking down their opponents, and this is where Neves could prove a smart upgrade on Xhaka. Not only that, he offers the work rate and mobility that Arteta desires of his midfielders. And Gunners fans will be delighted to hear that in the past 3 years, Neves hasn't made a single mistake that led to a goal. Xhaka certainly cannot boast the same. So, provided they can sign him for around the £35 million price tag being mooted, this could be a very smart signing. And still just 24, he could be pulling strings at the Emirates for many years to come. Renato Sanches. The next logical step for Arsenal would be to target a new forward. And if the rumours are true, Eintracht Frankfurt's Andre Silva is the man they want for a fee close to €40 million. Considering he scored 29 times in the Bundesliga last season and is only 25, that could be a serious piece of business. There are also rumblings surrounding the future of Bernd Leno, with Sheffield United stopper Aaron Ramsdale being mooted as a potential replacement. However, our wildcard pick for who Arteta should sign next is Lille sensation Renato Sanches. The former FIFA Golden Boy has got his career well and truly back on track since heading to France in 2019, and his performances at the Euros for Portugal have made his troubled spells at Bayern Munich and Swansea now feel like a distant memory. Sanchez is a right-sided midfielder with explosive pace and technical ability. Last season, his 2.7 dribbles per 90 was the highest among Lille's talented squad, while he also dribbled past more opposition players than anyone in his side too. Only Boubakary Soumaré carried the ball further than his 311 yards, yet the Frenchman appeared 7 more times than Sanchez and still wasn't more progressive in his overall direction of play. When on the pitch, the 22-year-old was Le Dogue instant danger man. He completed 2.3 carries into the final third and was on the receiving end of 71.1 passes from his teammates, more than anyone else. The only thing holding Sanchez back is his fitness, having missed 28 matches for Lille over the past 2 seasons. In 2020-21, he was limited to 1,272 minutes of action, meaning he contributed just 1 goal and 3 assists as Christophe Galtier's outfit stormed to an unlikely French title. Yet all the stats point towards a player on the cusp of something special. Contrary to his actual return, last season Sanchez posted a career-best 9 goal-creating actions, the measure that collates a foul, dribble, pass or shot that led to a goal. Take his recent performances for Portugal as an example of his quality. Against Hungary, it was his driving run and pass that freed Andre Silva to draw a penalty. Then again, he played a key role in Cristiano Ronaldo's second of the game. And against France, the former Benfica man was once again magnificent. Playing on the right of a compact midfield 3, he had a 93% passing accuracy, completed 3 out of 3 dribbles, registered a shot and even won 3 out of his 4 tackles. He may have lost possession 4 times and contributed 2 fouls, but that comes hand in hand with his maverick qualities. Arsenal are often guilty of getting bogged down in the opposition third, unable to break through tightly packed opposition defences. Sanchez's explosiveness and unpredictability is exactly the quality they need to solve this problem. Buying another striker is all well and good, but without creators behind them to unearth opportunities, they will still struggle to score. Sanchez would be the perfect complement to whatever frontman they turn to, or perhaps be the key to unlocking Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang again. Fabrizio Romano and Castillo Mercato in Italy both believe Liverpool are favourites for his signature, and should Lille look to sell, they'll demand more than the €25 million they paid for him. But at that price, if Arsenal can get a jump on their historic rivals, then this transfer is definitely worth pursuing. So that was our scout report on which players Arsenal should actually sign. This was scripted by me, Henry, so if you have any issues with my choices at all, let me know down in the comments below. We want to hear from you. As always, make sure you're liked and subscribed to Euro Football Daily so you never miss one of our videos, and we'll see you next time.